Hey, let's refactor the portfolio project. Rather than having create React app as its base, let's use a parcel bundler approach that we took to build the starter project from scratch. The idea is to remove a lot of the unnecessary create React app template code and then bring it down to a minimal setup. First up, head to your React Bootcamp directory and then navigate into the portfolio project. Once you're there, open up the portfolio project in your code editor. To start, we're going to remove the entire node modules directory from the project, so delete the node modules folder. We're no longer going to be using the create React app node modules, and instead we're going to build our own modules for the project with parcel bundler. Next, let's remove the base public index.html into the source directory. So if you'll recall from our exploration of parcel bundler, it works by finding an index.html file and looking for its references, then generating relevant content in a new dist directory, and that's what is going to get served. So we can also simplify this index.html a little more. Let's delete it to only the lines that we need. So we can get rid of this meta line. We don't need these links on the top. In the head, we only really need the title and the CSS for Bootstrap. We can also change this title into portfolio. As for the body, we can cut out a lot of the cruft too. Let's get rid of this entire comment as well as the no script line. Cool. And while you're at it, you might as well get rid of this comment too. Nice. One key change though is that this index.html needs to now reference a root level JavaScript file. So this is how Parcel understands what file is necessary to include in the project. So make sure to have a script tag at the bottom and have a source of index.js. Nice. Once you have that as the next change, we need to refactor the package.json file. So within package.json, let's empty the script section as well as the dependencies section. So that way we can start from fresh. We also don't need this ESLint config section nor this browser lint section. So all we have is the name, version, dependencies, and scripts, as well as this private field. Nice. Now it's a lot more clean with all of that removed. To start filling up this dependency section though, let's install the relevant modules. Back in the command line, first let's install Parcel Bundler. Again, it's at version 1.10.3, have the save flag. And at the same time, let's also install React at version 16.6.3 and React-DOM at 16.6.3. So make sure you have that entire line to install all of those modules. All right, it's going. So with those in, let's add the core scripts to the project, as this is going to add the dependencies. We're going to start with a dev script in the package.json. And this dev script will be used to use parcel and fire the source index.html file. So once it's all installed, you'll see the dependencies, and we can add that dev script. And this is going to use the parcel command and go into source index.html. The reason that we're specifying this as the dev script and not the regular start script is that Parcel actually has a hot reloading capability in its server, a feature that's very advantageous while developing, so as we make changes, it will automatically reload those changes in the actual browser. All right, so let's try this out and see if it works. Fire npm run dev in the command line. So that is a new script, and fire npm run dev. And immediately, you should see this error on the state line. As the error says, support for the experimental syntax class properties isn't currently enabled. The reason we're getting this error is that we still need to install a plugin to support the class properties syntax. So we need some extra plugins to support our nice syntax for using the state equals line. Even though Parcel Bundler comes with the Babel technology, not every feature of Babel is automatically included. Parcel uses a minimal setup for Babel, and this doesn't include our class property syntax. However, it's not so bad to set this up, kill the server, and then install @babel/plugin-proposal-class-properties, and as of this course, it's at version 7.2.3, and then have the save flag as well. In order to tell the underlying Babel engine to transpile the class property syntax, we need to provide a new .babelrc file. So back in the project, make a file called .babelrc, and this should actually be at the root. So move it to the root of the project next to package.json and the like. And in here, have an overall pair of curly braces and then a plugins field. So it matches the syntax of JSON. The plugins takes an array of plugins to include while using Babel. And we have one, which is Babel/plugin proposal class properties, which we just installed. Also, if you're wondering, this dot over here makes this babelrc file a hidden file in the project. Okay, with this change in, let's try out npm run dev once more. Back in the command line, fire npm run dev, and if all goes well, eventually you should get a successful build. So it's going to run at localhost 1234. It's going to include everything that it needs within the project, and eventually it's built in a certain amount of seconds. Nice. Once it's green, visit localhost 1234 on the browser. And on a refresh, you should find that the portfolio application is there just as before. Nice. Cool. As a couple final changes in this refactor, let's provide two more scripts. First, we're going to provide a build script. So this will create a production version of the application. Back in the package.json, let's have the build script. And to build the project, Parcel comes with this build command, which has the same argument of source index.html. The result of this is that a built version of the project will now appear in the dist directory as well. And the next step is to actually serve up this built version. Now we could use a Parcel server to do so, but this is a lot more power than we need. For serving up the built project, we don't need hot reloading. What we need is a minimal technology that has the ability to serve a directory with the contents of an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript file. The perfect module for this case is called live server. In the command line, install npm I live server at 1.21 and then have the save flag. With the live server, we can tell this server module to load up this dist directory to anyone that requests it, so the browser can actually get those contents as its sources. So let's add a script. This will be the official start script for the project, and this will run live server dist. But you'll always want to build the project before you actually use live server to serve it up. So as a prerequisite, we're going to fire npm run build before we chain live server and this, or rather live server dist, with the and operator. All right. One thing we can also do is get rid of this public directory since we're no longer using it in the path that is getting served to the browser. Once you have the build and the start script specified, go back to the command line and then fire npm run start. So first it's going to use npm run build to create a production version of the application. So it'll fire parcel build source index HTML. And eventually live server will go and then automatically opens up a page at localhost 8080. Nice. And you'll find that indeed the portfolio project is working just fine. All right, cool. So that wraps it up. We've now refactored the portfolio project, which was previously based on a Create React app, but now it's using Parcel Bundler. We now also have the dev script for hot reloading the app in development, as well as a build script to create a production version, and then finally an official start script to serve up the build project with a minimal live server technology. With that done, in the next video, let's do a review of the important concept of bundling and transpiling that we explored throughout these past couple videos on Parcel. After that, we're going to do a deeper exploration of the document object, since the document holds way more power than just getElementById. The core of React is how it optimizes interaction with the document, so it's vital to understand how the document works itself. Okay, let's move on to reviewing bundlers and transpilers, as well as exploring the crucial document object next. If you enjoyed this content, head to davidtkatz.com. There, you'll find links to full courses, as well as to reach out and connect with me. For React and Redux in particular, you'll want to check out udemy.com/React Redux Bootcamp. This is a course I made to help you learn React and Redux the right way and to turn you into React and Redux developer. Okay, see you in the next one.